Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Erin, the believer.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
We're back again. Here we go.
It's like every week. It happens every week.
And weird. This will be episode 43, which is very special because our dad, it's his favorite number.
We should have tried to get a NASCAR ghost story.
Yeah, we should have gotten Richard Petty to guest star.
Whoops.
Is he still alive? He could have haunted this.
I think he is.
Oh, I think he is too. Richard Petty, if you're not, please haunt us right now.
Right now. You just summoned a ghost.
I would take Richard Petty.
What would he do?
He would.
I love your father.
He would race around the living room so fast. We just feel a gush of wind and be like, oh, Petty.
Yeah, our dad is a mega Richard Petty fan.
Yeah, super. He would quiz our dates before we could go out.
Which is such an arbitrary thing to quiz a person on. No, who knows? Except for if you're a huge fan of Richard Petty.
Right.
But he would ask them questions. They would come pick us up. And I can remember one time you had this, I think it was like a first date, a blind date.
Yeah, it was my very first date. It was pretty much a pity date set up, but it was a blind date.
I didn't know all that. You didn't have to put that
part in. No, it was great. He really wanted to go out with me.
Okay. Well, all I know is I felt so bad for him. And I was like hiding behind the couch because he's sitting across from Dad. Yeah. And you could see beads of sweat on this poor kid's forehead. And Dad's asking him things like, what year did Richard Petty drive and stuff that nobody would know except for maybe Richard Petty and Dad.
Right.
So this poor kid is just sweating bullets. And I keep like trying to come up with the answers myself. So I'm like trying to give him some vague idea. And Dad does not even flinch. I just hear him go, Megan, leave the room. I was like, oh no, sorry kid. I tried to help him out.
I still got to go out and it was very exciting date. It was not. It was pretty lame.
It sounds like it was a blast. Oh yeah. Well, maybe you should have let him sweat some more bullets and Dad not let him go out.
Yeah, really get his adrenaline. Oh, I was like, get his adrenaline racing, and then maybe it would have been a more fun date.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was just such a weird thing Dad used to do, and he'd always let it. They never knew the answers.
Right.
And it was
pointless.
Yeah, it was just really to make him sweat because he thought it was
power
funny.
Play. Yeah.
It was total power play. He's so silly. Yeah, so 43 is a pretty important number in our house. So happy 43rd anniversary
episode. We've been doing this for 43 years.
I feel like it. My hip's like out of joint.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, seriously, my hip has gone out of joint. I have no idea what I did other than sleep.
Yeah, I know. I like slipped a disc in my back apparently by just watching TV the other night.
Such bullshit.
Falling apart.
Literally at the seams. Oh my gosh, getting old sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Some of it's fun.
Beats the alternative.
It really does, yeah. Some of it's fun, but some of it I'm like, what? I mean, I knew I was going to get old and kind of achy, but I slept, I woke up, and my hip is out of joint.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Pretty much, yes.
Anyway, but I'm going to sit here and act like it's not and drink this beer and pretend like everything's great.
Right. If you drink enough, it makes your hip hurt less.
That's my plan. So I hope everybody's getting really excited about our October 1st event because you should be. If you're planning on going, and we previewed the ghost tour on Saturday, had so much fun. It was extra bonus fun because we got to meet Paula.
Yes.
The lovely Paula, one of our fan favorites, and all the way from Colorado.
I know they vacationed in Louisville. I can't imagine. I mean, she said she had a blast.
She did.
Her pictures looked so cool.
I know. I was like, Paula, I'm literally going to follow your thread just so I can figure out where to go in my own hometown. Like, right. She went to like the coolest, like little off the beaten path places.
I know.
So envious of that because I'm like, I live here.
Right.
I don't know where the hell to go.
I know.
Like I go to the same places.
I still haven't gone to the witch's tree.
I know. Me neither. We need to do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Someday.
Yeah, who knows when.
Right. So we met up at Molly Malone's and had a couple drinks and met Joni, who is the tour guide for our tour.
Yes.
And she is delightful.
She is so cool.
I said, you are like just so easy to be around and so fascinating. Like her stories about her own life were so interesting.
Right. And I couldn't stop staring. I'm like, she is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's got the most beautiful cheekbones.
She really does. Yeah, she's
beautiful.
Beautiful lady. And like I said, just easy to be around. You wanted to hear more of what she had to say. And then we got it from there and went on this tour, and it was very interesting.
It was so cool because I have driven past all those places. I don't know how many times. I've never had time to stop and look at them. I definitely didn't know the history of them.
Right. And they're right here in our hometown. Now, I do have to put out a disclaimer. In the last episode, I called it a bar hopping ghost tour. And I kind of thought it was and was really excited about bar hopping. And then all of a sudden, as we're getting up to go, I hear Jody go, well, should we try to get a drink to go or whatever? I was like, why? We're just going to go to the next bar. Then Joni laughed. Oh, it's not a bar hopping. I was like, oh, whoops. I definitely called it a bar hopping ghost tour. So you definitely are not going to hop from bar to bar, which would be fun. But then at the same time, that would just be a shit show. By the third bar, it would be trying to wrangle everybody in.
Right. That's true.
It would be horrible. So instead,
and we don't
pack a flask.
We don't really have those open container laws. Our small group of 6, we may have
fudged a little something.
We may have cheated a bit, but I bet they'll be real on to 30 of us leaving with a drink.
So again, pack a flask. So
drink during the show, walk it off, and then come back and drink some more.
There you go. Exactly. But yeah, so you basically go out behind Molly Malone's and then kind of do through the neighborhood all the way to the cemetery.
Yes, you go through all of Old Cherokee, all those really cool houses. Cool.
And it's less than a mile. So it's not too much walking. It's the perfect amount. By the time you're ready for another drink, you're back at Molly Malone's and then ready to drink. So I hope everybody's getting excited. I was very I don't know what I was expecting. It was the first ghost tour I'd ever been on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, well, this is fun. This is my very first one. And I couldn't get enough of it. I was I wanted to learn to stop at other buildings. Tell me about that. It wasn't on our tour. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I know. I want to tell the listeners all the stories, but I'm I shouldn't.
No, we definitely cannot. No.
We can't.
But we can tell you this, that even if we did, Joni would tell you 10 times better.
Oh, for sure.
She puts in the spooky vibe. She puts in her own personal touch. These are ghost stories that have been told to her.
Right.
Personally, it's not just some story she's heard. She's done her research. She's gone to these places. She's interviewed the people who lived there or worked there. And you can tell it's just so.
And she's got some stories from people who were on the tour and they're like, can I tell you something about this? And those were some of the coolest ones.
Yes, they were.
And the way she ended it, I'm obviously not going to tell you guys, but it was the spookiest story.
Definitely.
It gave me chills all the way through my hoo-ha. It was very scary.
That's a good sign. That's how you know it's spooky.
Yeah, it was very scary.
So definitely mark your calendars for that. And by the end of this week, that's our goal, Patreons. You will know where to get tickets from, and then we will release to the public.
That's right. I say by Friday, and then they get all weekend to get their tickets. Patreon does. And then we'll
open it up for Monday.
Yeah, Monday, general. Everybody who wants one can get one. So if you want those first dibs, you got time. And if you do it before Thursday, then guess what? Movie night.
Oh, that's right. Movie night is this week. So exciting.
We haven't picked one. We got to pick a good one.
Yeah, we'll figure one out.
Okay, I am going to start us out tonight.
All right, let's just get on into it.
I got a little story sent directly to my messenger.
Okay.
Basically because our fans like me more, I think.
Yeah, that's what. Actually, what are you doing? Because when you hustle, you tend to get a lot more in your...
They like me more.
They slide into your DM way more than they slide into my DM. And that is I am getting a little...
no, this wasn't after a hustle. This was just something creepy happened, so they decided to send it in.
Okay, fine.
I guess she knew I'd believe her.
Hey, y'all out there start sliding into my DM so I don't get jealous.
Okay, so Danny wrote in and said, so something creepy happened the other night, and I thought I'd share with you. I'm awful at writing, so please bear with me. So let me just start by saying weird shit always happens in my flat. Like being woken up in the middle of the night because my daughter's toys are going off in the living room.
Ugh, I hate that.
I know. We've definitely talked about how much we hate that. Or when I had a sound bar built into my bed. Wow, that's so fancy. I read this a while ago.
For what reason? Oh, does she watch TV?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'm one of those really... I just got so confused. I'm one of those really weird people who do not have a TV in my room. I don't want a TV in my room. I read some study years ago about how bad you sleep when you have a TV in your room. So I'm like, I like my sleep. So we do not have a TV in my room. So when you said that, I'm like, what kind of musician is she that plays in her bed? Okay.
I mean, maybe, but it's
sound
probably
bar
for TV.
For her TV, like surround sound.
Right.
Okay.
That would be my best guess. that had not worked for months and then randomly came on early hours in the morning, blasting white noise.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
And let me tell you, we basically jumped out of the damn bed.
I bet.
And then she's got a little crying emoji and then the laugh crying emoji. And the countless times I've gone to talk to my partner thinking he's standing in the hallway, but when I look, he's not there. Anyway, the other night I was woken up by what sounded like someone making a sound, saying something in my ear. I can't really remember as I was sleeping. Much okay, all right, but second later, my 2-year-old daughter wakes up crying. We're currently in a 1-bed flat, so she's in the room with us. I look over at her. She's crying while trying to get up and off her bed, and there's a figure standing next to her bed, looking down at her. Again, I'm half asleep and just assume my partner is up for work and is singing to her. So I roll over to go back to sleep and I feel my partner in bed next to me.
Holy shit.
Oh, no. I look back at my daughter and can still see what looks like a figure standing there.
What?
And her daughter was crying too. It's like she woke up to something standing there.
No.
I know.
Only figures who are supposed to be nice to babies.
Yeah, and just be there. But still stay away. Just stay away from my baby in the middle of the night or when I'm waking up. No, thank you. Now, I don't feel threatened, but I am freaked the fuck out. So I don't know why I shouldn't feel threatened.
Yeah, that's so interesting me. How would you not feel threatened?
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
And like run over and snatch that baby up.
I know. So I called my daughter over to me because I was too scared to get out of bed.
I love Danny.
I know.
That is great.
Like,
that is great.
Oh, you want to just come here to me? It's fine. Just walk around him.
My level of parenting. Just look away. Look away. You come right here. Just look at mommy.
Yeah, just walk around. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
She got in with me, and when I looked back over, the figure was gone. Sorry if I rambled or if any of that didn't make sense. It made perfect sense.
Yeah, and I want you to ramble some more. I want to know more. I want to know.
Right.
Tell me more about that figure. Like when you say figure, could you see details of the face?
Right.
Could you see a face?
Or like the silhouette outline of the person?
How dark was it in the room? What time of day? What time of night?
Those are all such good questions. I should have asked any of those.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here is the second part of that story because not from her. This is what happened. I read that as soon as I woke up that morning. I just was, stalling, getting up and going. I read that. I was like, ooh, that's so scary. And then right when I thought, oh, that's so scary, something on my blind just fell off. For no reason. Never had. I jumped. So I think I just jumped vertically. Like I was still laying down and just my whole body jumped a foot off the bed.
What was it that fell off your blind?
Like the little cap on the end.
Weird.
I know, out of nowhere. I mean, nothing was near it. It just fell down, made a huge clanking noise. It was very scary. Penelope came running in because she had already been awake. She was like, what was that? I was like, I don't know what that was.
Ghost, Penelope, get over here. Come to mommy. Come to mommy.
I know. You come to me. I am not leaving this bed.
That was it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Was
my part of the story.
Was your story. I was like, I thought you wrote her back and then she had a...
No, I did write, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Can I read it on the podcast? She wrote back. Then I said, yay, thanks. I'm so glad the figure went away. Except now I realize I wrote the future went away, which is way scarier, and I never noticed that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad the future went away.
So dark. This poor woman doing it.
She's like, wait, what?
I will never.
Is that what that means? My future goes away? I'm so sorry, Danny, if I freaked you out. I didn't even notice.
Erin is the worst. She's great at editing verbal podcasts, but she will post things that I'm like, that is not even a sentence. So a lot of times her Facebook posts, I'll have to go back and send her a message. I'm like, nope, try again.
It's awful. I've really tried to get better with my posts because I'm like, oh boy, it's real bad. I don't know why. I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. And I don't want to go back and read it. But, autocorrect changes so much.
Sometimes, though, you don't even write out the full thought. It's like you just stop in the middle of the sentence. I mean, go on.
Maybe.
It makes me laugh. It probably does not make anybody else laugh as hard as it does. But I'll sit at home reading and I'm like, oh, she's at it again.
When Penelope was real little, I had somebody comment back like, well, hello, Penelope, thinking that Penelope had taken my phone and just written gibberish. And then I was like, oh no, that was really my post.
I believe that 100%.
I was like, oh yeah, that darn toddler. And then I just moved on like it wasn't me.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so I did write back, Keep us posted if anything else happens. And good luck. I'll definitely keep you updated. We often hear things we can't explain and think the other person has said something. My partner hates it here. XX. Kiss, kiss. And then I wrote, I bet I just finished that first part of the story, still in bed, lights out, when some metal part of the top of my blinds fell off with a big clang. Scared the crap out of me. She goes, oh my gosh, what are the chances?
Right.
So that's it. So I know that was a little itty bitty story, but I thought we could go ahead and debunk that because my other story is pretty short tonight too.
Oh yeah, it's good. I need all those questions answered.
Okay.
I mean, I just, I go back to it. I figure you're sleeping, like she even admits I was kind of in sleep mode, whatever. The fact that she looks back and it's still there.
Yeah, that's scary.
Super creepy. And that's what I need to know. Like, was it something you saw through? Was it a shadow?
Yeah.
Could it have been, I don't know if they have a balcony. Could it have been a shadow of someone out on the balcony?
Yeah, that'd be a weird projection of a shadow, I think.
Maybe not. On the wall.
Yeah.
Like maybe if there's a street light or something. I don't know where there's so many different variables.
Why is there somebody out on their balcony?
Yeah, no, anything. Also, could it have been like the rack, your robe rack or something? Because sometimes when things are like hanging on the closet wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, those are, I know I posted this on Facebook, so whatever. If you are not on our Facebook, let me just tell you, the other night, the baby starts crying. So I get up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this baby. So I go in, I pat her butt for a few minutes. She finally goes back to sleep. I mean, I'm like cross-eyed. I am so tired. I round the corner and I didn't turn any lights on. So the moonlight is coming in and I hunkered down, like all the way down to my knees, hunkered down and like fists up, like ready to go. Because it looked like a 2-foot tall gremlin was ready to attack me and come eat me. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And, like instantly go down in fighting mode, but down low, I guess.
Yeah, center of gravity, get it down.
I guess so.
It's a little 2-foot.
Yeah, I guess so I could fight it, but now I'm looking back, I'm like, that is the silliest pose to get into. Go right for the crotch, I guess. I don't know, but anyway.
Well, if it's 2 foot, if you're down.
2 foot, but I feel like I would have hunkered down like that no matter what. I feel like that was just my stance. Oh my gosh! And I remember doing that same thing when one time Jack and I were living together, and I had all my hair like flipped over because I was blow drying my hair, and I thought I was alone. So I'm like, in the bathroom, just blow drying my hair, and I flip my hair up, and he is just standing there.
Yeah. And
I literally cower down like that in that same like fetal position halfway. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. He was so awful to me. But anyway, so that stupid Batman house. It was a Batman house.
Miles
had left his Batman house at the end of the hallway, and it had those pointy ears. I mean, it looked just like a gremlin. And I was like, oh my gosh. But those moments are terrifying until your mind can catch up with logic of like, what is this? So I wonder, what if it was just, something, and then almost like the shadow, not changed, but like her vision kind of came into play.
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, that damn Batman thing got me the next morning. I got up, went into the bathroom, went to pee, came out, and it was sitting right there, and I jerked again. I didn't go down in full coward position, but I was like, I picked it up and threw it into his room. And he like woke up. He's like, what was that? I'm like, get your toys in your room. So anyway. Okay. Well, so yeah, I don't know as far as to be able to debunk it. I think I need more information.
Okay. What about all the weird little, like the sound bar and the
electricity doing its thing?
All right.
I don't know. Electricity never will. I actually recorded my light the other night doing some weird thing. It started doing like all of a sudden the lights going on and off, on and off. And I'm just sitting there by myself. So I start recording it and I was like, and you're going to stop. I was like, so hoping it would. I was like, that would be amazing. It didn't at all. So I was like laughing. I'm like, of course you didn't stop. But.
Oh, what about she thought her partner was in the hallway and he wasn't? Like when you just know somebody's there, so you go to talk to him and then.
Yeah. But I mean, that just is, that's just coincidence. I mean, I don't feel like that's anything.
That's not a coincidence. That's not the right word that
you're
going
for. Or it's
just
like a mistake, I guess. I've done that before where I think somebody's there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just had a full conversation with you. Let me go find where they're at, and restart.
Yeah, mistake, or somebody was there. They just couldn't see him.
But what made her think that her partner was there?
She felt like her partner was in the hallway. So she was like, hey, and turned around and nobody's there.
Yeah, because maybe he had just been there and she didn't hear him walk away. So she starts talking to him like I've done that a million times.
Yes, you've done that a million times to ghosts.
Whatever. I've done that a million times to somebody who I thought was there because I'm just not that observant that they left. And I'm like, oh, my bad. That was weird. Okay. It's always fun to do that when you're also shopping with somebody and then you like are talking.
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn around, it's like a perfect stranger. Like, oh, whoops. Definitely done that. It's really just because I have word vomit. I talk all the time. Okay, so either way, that story was very spooky, and now I'm going to counter it with another spooky story that I don't have to debunk because it's a UFO story.
Oh, your favorite.
My favorites. We always love these, and it's from the lovely Ronnie. She has written them before.
A sleep paralysis story.
Yeah, sleep paralysis story.
Also kind of alien-like, her daughter and the top hat.
Thank you. Okay, because she mentions that in here, and I was like, what? Which one was she talking about? But I don't know how I could have forgotten that one. Hey, girls, I teased about my UFO sighting in the last email you read on the podcast, so now it's only fair to share that story.
Heck yes.
Let me set the scene. I live in a small rural town in southern Illinois, one of those Midwest areas where the only thing between the Casey's and the Dollar General is miles and miles of cornfields. I don't know what a Casey's is.
No, I don't either. I would imagine it's like a little general store.
Maybe that or like a fast food restaurant, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. This type of scenery, I think, sets itself up to be the perfect landing pad for UFOs to touch down undetected. Except for when unsuspecting humans, such as myself, happen upon them, that is. Back around 2003, I was 18 and fresh out of high school.
Oh, me too. We're same age.
Oh, look at that. You don't have to brag about it. It was nighttime, probably between 9 or 10 p.m., and I was driving to see my then boyfriend, now husband, who still lived with his parents. Their house is in the middle of nowhere on a dead-end lane, at the top of the hill and surrounded by woods. When you turn onto the lane, there are cornfields on both sides with the woods beyond. And she said, I hope all of this makes sense. Totally. Yeah. I can totally see it, right?
I'm there.
So I turn onto his lane, and immediately I notice lights in the field up ahead on the left side. 3 huge circular lights in a triangular placement. As for what these 3 lights were attached to, I couldn't see. For all I knew, these 3 lights were the only things there. It looked so bizarre. Was someone farming late at night? My mind was trying to make sense of what I was looking at, but I was so confused. And although there were lights, they weren't illuminating in a way that would make me squint my eyes, like you would think they would, being so large. I rolled down my window to get a better look and noticed it was dead silent outside, like too silent. If this had been a combine, surely I would have heard engine noises. This thing sitting in the cornfield was strange, but I'm sure someone could still explain it away. However, what happened next can't be. The lights slowly and silently started ascending up into the sky and backwards towards the woods.
Oh my gosh. It was really an alien.
Right.
It was
and
really
what
UFOs.
else could it be?
No, it couldn't be anything. That's so scary. Okay.
Right. I mean, she's watching it actually start to move. I get what she's saying. Like, it's just sitting there. And that's such a strange feeling when you're like, what am I looking at? Like your brain cannot make sense of what it is that you're seeing.
Right. Oh, I feel a tangent coming on, but I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it.
It's like an itch, though. It's not going to go away.
No, I want to tell them about it. Okay.
Tell us. Come on, tell us. Either they're lying or they're telling the truth. Everybody says they like our tangents. They like how we talk. Go ahead.
Well, it's so weird. I'm going to have to end up posting this picture, but Hispanic Heritage Month is September.
Okay, this is definitely taking a turn that I didn't see coming.
Yeah, and our Spanish teacher sent a little message out like, hey, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. And the little picture is a bunch of like silhouettes of people walking around this hilly area.
Okay.
And everyone in the silhouette is a person, except for in the very middle. I was like, what is that? What is that one supposed to be? Because to me, it looks like a bipedal. Bipedal? A bipedal. No, it's bipedal. Bipedal.
We're never, ever going to get that. Ever.
It looks like a bipedal llama in a fur coat. And I stared at it. I stared at it for a solid minute and a half. Like, that can't be that. There's nothing else.
Do you have it right now?
Yeah, I
want to see it.
I do have it. I'm not going to tell you what I finally realized it was. Hold on.
Let me see if I can guess.
Okay. Well, you're going to know immediately, and I'm going to be embarrassed.
A Sasquatch. No. Sounds like a Sasquatch.
No. Trust me. When you see this, you're going to be like, oh, yeah. Can you tell the one that is weird?
No, they all look normal to me.
Okay. What's that one right there?
She's holding up a baby.
Oh my gosh, it looks so much. When I look at it now, I'm like, nope, I was right. Maybe a camel.
Let me see.
Do you see it?
Yes, I see your weird brain. Your brain is so weird. It kind of looks like olive oil or like a long skinny neck, but she's totally holding up a baby.
Yeah, no, I saw that eventually, but it took me a long time.
I really, really, really wish you would have asked somebody. What is that one, dude? What did you describe it as? A camel?
A bipedal llama wearing a fur coat.
Not even a whole coat, like a furry mink.
Yeah, like a furry,
like a collar.
Yeah, it made me think of the mom in like llama in the red pajama.
Oh, funny. Yeah, now I can. That's all you can see. That's all I can see now. Until my brain's like, no, you dummy, that is totally a lady.
She's like casually walking. She's taller than everything else. It's hilarious to me. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yes, that is. I really thought that was going to be a tangent that I knew. I don't know why, but I thought so. Then you took it to a far left turn, way further than where I was going. Also, what does that have to do with aliens?
Your brain seeing something and you can't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Or I think all aliens are bipedal llamas.
Possibly. I watched in a mixture of awe and horror as it silently floated up and away until it disappeared beyond the top of the tree line towards what would have been near the backyard of my boyfriend's house. I hurried the rest of the way up the hill to see if I could catch it on the other side of the woods, but it was gone. I have no idea where it went. If this had happened to me in 2021, I would have grabbed my phone in a split second to capture proof. Unfortunately, in 2003, all I had was my trusty old Nokia flip phone.
I thought she was going to be like, if this had happened in 2021, I'd be like, take me with you.
Right. Yes. Get me off of this damn earth. Oh, boy, 2021. Weird year. What's even stranger about this incident is that I'm constantly forgetting it happened until someone I thought this was really interesting. Because it's such a strange thing.
Right.
Yeah, this is bizarre. What's even stranger about this incident is that I'm constantly forgetting it happened until someone I've already told the story to reminds me. Did the aliens try to wipe my memory, but my big brain powers prevail over their futile attempts?
That's it.
Yes. Or am I just getting old?
No, it's the first one. Since we're the same age, it's the first one.
Definitely. Anyways, 15 years or so go by, and I've told my kids the story. One evening, we're having dinner at my in-laws, who still live at the same place, and my son says, "Hey, Mom, tell the story of the time you saw a UFO in the field." Embarrassed and thinking this is the moment my husband's parents decide their son has married a nut job, I reluctantly relay the story to them. To my surprise, they tell me they've seen those exact same lights.
Oh my gosh.
In that exact same spot.
What are they doing?
Around the same year as my sighting. And she says, "Excuse me? Why is no one talking about this? Had the aliens attempted to wipe their memory as well? I feel like this is something worth telling and retelling till we're blue in the face. Yet we're all just sitting around with a case of amnesia." That would feel really weird. Like, it seems like that would be life-altering.
Yeah,
like,
all you want to talk about.
Get the scientists from ET in here. Let's figure this shit out.
Right.
What's going on? We need like the guys in the white suits to come on in. And then instead we're all just like sitting around talking about it like it's nothing.
Right.
That would feel very bizarre. To tie in with the mention of aliens in my first email, I recommend the documentary Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind to anyone interested in aliens. I watched it recently and it echoes my theory about aliens being interdimensional.
I want to watch it.
Oh, me too. But I won't get into that. I'm not an expert, just someone who really wants to believe. Thanks for reading, Ronnie. Well, Ronnie, you don't have to worry. I am an expert, and I'm here to tell you aliens are real. UFOs are real.
Yes. There's just no way they're not real.
I've never seen one, but they are real.
Yeah, no, same. But it seems so egotistical to think it's just us. So I think I've said that before.
Yeah, me too. And I also just am sitting here reflecting a little bit on my own belief system. And it's ironic to me how I've never seen, heard, had any sort of inkling of anything UFO related, but 100% totally believe in it.
Same with Bigfoot.
For sure. But with ghosts, I've kind of had something. like a little unexplained weird things. And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like you don't trust yourself.
I don't know. I don't know about trust. I think maybe it might be a defense mechanism, like
because ghosts are so real that it's scary.
No, like maybe if it gets like I can explain a UFO, being a UFO. Ghosts.
That can't explain a ghost being a ghost
because a ghost opens up a door to so many different things, like demon, ghost.
I know, but you've talked so often about how you believe in energy. Why can't it just be someone's energy staying in that space?
I don't know why, but it just can't.
Oh my gosh.
Not in my belief. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you why. I'm like, that's too far-fetched. Now, a Sasquatch coming down out of a UFO.
Okay.
Totally gonna happen.
Okay, got it. What are your thoughts on Nessie?
What if Sasquatches are aliens?
I think that you're not the first person to think that. You definitely feel like
I had a big revelation. Nessie's for sure.
I want Nessie to be real. So
Nessie has to be for real.
Yeah, I want Nessie as much as you want proof of Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think you need proof. It just is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what Nessie is interesting to me. I definitely think Nessie exists. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, water. Yeah. Any sort of big land, like big land. That's the opposite of water, Megan. I was going to say any sort of landmass. That's not what I meant. Oh, drink another. Any sort of big body of water. There, you don't know what's in there.
For sure.
I mean, that to me is like its own outer space, you know, in a way. It's just the unknown. And so, I mean, giant squid, how much more alien can you get than giant squid? I mean, things are down there that are insane. Or like if you've ever watched those documentaries where they have like the glowing fish that are so far down.
Yeah.
They look so foreign and so alien and so insane.
Yeah.
That I'm like, yeah, there's weird shit going on. And this is what, a lake?
Yeah.
Nessie is in a lake. Like, I know that there's been like talk about how it like being a portal or something, you know, that's interesting to me. I don't know that I believe in that. I think it's just more realistic to think that it's an ancestor of a dinosaur that we just have not discovered yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I could go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Okay. All right. So what about our fan from Scotland? If you have any stories from the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, please.
Harangue those in.
And if you don't know what harangue is, because you're from Scotland, where's harangue from?
Who knows? I think we looked it up and it was British.
Oh, okay. I felt like it was, you know, like more of like a Kentucky word.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is. I don't think that we use words like that intricate. We more like we use words like kin.
Yeah. Okay, well, I am going to read another story from Brooke, who wrote in a long time ago about they went on that vacation home and they had that weird Airbnb, and the woman was like, I don't even want to go in.
Yeah, and there's somewhere foreign.
Malta. Well, she's from Malta.
That's right. Our Malta fan. I love it.
That's right. So now we have our Malta location we'll stay at. We've got our
Scotland. We're all over the place.
That's right. So Brooke says, hello from Malta again. Working in a hospital that serves the whole country. Free healthcare. Woohoo.
Yeah.
The dream. You definitely meet some interesting characters. One fine, super busy morning in the dental emergency. They have their own specific emergency places.
What the hell is wrong with America?
Okay.
The older I get,
we don't have enough time on this podcast.
I'm just saying, the older I get and the more I learn, the more I'm like, wait, other countries do it how?
I know.
That makes so much sense.
So much sense.
Ugh. Okay, go on.
Okay. So in the dental emergency, we had this patient come in for tooth pain. The husband of the patient pulled me aside to talk to me. Nothing out of the ordinary, as plenty of people do this to try to skip the line.
So they still have assholes in Malta.
Apparently.
Okay, go on.
I don't think you can escape them.
Yeah.
And he told me, listen, I need the room to be empty of any religious stuff when my wife walks in. No crosses, no Virgin Marys, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Being a Catholic country, it's normal to have all this stuff in there.
Oh, I thought she was saying like to get rid of it all.
No, to have all this stuff in there. Okay. And I was like, sir, we cannot take off the crucifix from the wall. Insert eye roll here. To which he replied, listen, lady, my wife is possessed.
Shut your mouth.
If you don't want the exorcist to show up, it's better she doesn't see that stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love this husband though. He's like still taking care of her.
He's like, I'll live with her.
He's like, there's
She's a
sickness and
demon.
health and possession, I guess. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, not only to take care of her, like he'll take care of her demon side. He's like going in.
Right.
It's like, honey, hold on. Let me go clear the room. That's hilarious and the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
I know. Oh, it's a lot.
It's romantic. I love it. I'm loving every bit of it. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. When I tell you my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
This little senile lady on a wheelchair, not moving, possessed. So I went in to tell my colleagues, and that's when we realized what their address was. Which now that I'm about to read it, I realize maybe we're not supposed to read it, but I'm going to because it's on here.
Yeah, do it. She put it in there.
66, the Devil's Lane.
What? Is that a real place?
I don't know.
We're gonna
check in Malta.
Wow.
You can definitely say we lost our shit when we read that. One other colleague who lives in the same village as the lady confirmed to us that it is known within the village that she is possessed.
Holy shit.
Okay,
hold on. Did she become possessed before or after they moved to 666 Devil's Lane?
Right. Did they change the name of the lane?
Yeah, they're like, okay, let's just own it. Let's just accept it. Let's fully embrace it.
Well, it's 66, the Devil's Lane. We're 1-6 shy.
Oh, okay. Well, but still, this question is out there. I would love to know that because if they moved in there and then she became possessed, just move away.
Right. Yeah, it's time to go. Maybe she won't let him.
And she's in the dental emergency. So I love that this hardcore possessed thing is like, oh my God, a toothache.
So we started removing the random crucifixes and Virgin Marys around the room.
Wow.
We called the patient in so she can be treated. And I shit you not, from a senile lady that cannot move in a wheelchair, she just got up and walked to the dental chair. She never said a word. And when she was done with treatment, she went back to her wheelchair looking very lifeless. Curious what your thoughts are about this. Lots of love.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you keep one crucifix in there?
I know.
Would have so snuck one to
or
be
just
like,
accidentally just sprayed a little holy water.
A little bit of holy water. I mean,
just a dab.
Who doesn't keep some in their pocket from time to time? Like just have that in there and just to see.
Yeah. Right?
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm so sad that they were
what a good story
that they were such good people and listened to their patients because I wanted some drama there.
Yeah, I definitely wanted some drama there. And I wanted some sneaky drama there. I wanted like her to hide a crucifix to see if it was just like this woman thinks she is, or like, you know, like her, not that can't be her reality by any means. Like that could be totally her reality and that's her reaction she has.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But if it's more than just her reality, if you're going to go into the believer's realm, hide a little crucifix back there somewhere and see what happens when she walks into the room. I mean, because that is so interesting. I definitely don't believe in possession.
So fast.
But like I said, I do believe in people's altered realities. I believe that people think that things, like I feel like they are 100% convinced, and therefore whether you want to call that itself a possession is interesting.
I don't know. I think I do believe in possessions, but they really freak me out.
Yeah, they are the scariest out of any paranormal thing, I think.
Right. And I think one of the scariest things about them is that if it's not a possession and you treat it like one, to the point that's
definitely the scariest part about it. But that's what I think. I really do. I think at the heart of it all, I feel like it is just mental health, and that's what really scares me about that realm of treatment, is that it's not really treatment.
Yeah.
You know, and so especially it's, you know, the barbaric treatment of what it is.
Yeah.
Even if it is possession.
Right.
Like there is a human in there somewhere.
Yeah.
If that's what you like, see, it sounds so silly to me. Like there is a human in there. Like that person is just human. They're having some sort of break.
Yeah.
And at that point, it just becomes a very fragile thing, I think, that you'd have to deal with from the mental illness lens. Because if you didn't, and luckily we've come a long way, because mental illness treatments were very barbaric for a long time.
Right.
So luckily, hopefully, most places have come a long way from there. So I feel like even if you think it's a possession, the most humane thing to do would be to treat it from a mental illness perspective, in case possessions aren't true.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, but either way, That is a good story. And could you imagine them all sitting around there with the gossip?
I know.
As soon as they left, like, holy shit. Like, I would gather everybody around, listen to this story. Like, that is like my dream to have something like that. That is such
Totally.
good material.
Totally. But also, as much as I would want that drama of having a crucifix there, in the moment, I'd be too scared.
Could you imagine?
I'd be like, no, we're not going to test this.
I would totally be the one.
I know you would, which is why I'm never going to do an exorcism with you.
And I also would never tell you.
Oh, shit. No,
I wouldn't
I
tell
know
you
enough.
until after she left, and then I would just slyly open the door and be like, haha, not real. But don't think that I wouldn't the whole time be hoping it was real.
Right.
Like,
right.
Like, oh my gosh, where's the popcorn? Let's see this in action. And then it didn't happen. Like, damn it, I knew it wasn't real.
This is the same reason I'll never do a Ouija board with you. Even if I were to do a Ouija board again, I wouldn't do it with you because I would never trust you.
And you shouldn't. Full disclosure, you should not. I wouldn't take it seriously enough. I would be laughing and making jokes the whole time.
And then we'd get a really bad demon.
No, there's no such thing. But then you would, like, if anything like that existed, they would not take me seriously enough to visit or to do whatever. But I would have so much fun. You know, it would be like my heyday to be something silly and spook and be silly. But
yeah,
no, definitely don't ever do it with me if you really want a Ouija board experience. Now, if you want fun, we could totally do that.
No, I'm never touching one again. But a good segue is that Ronnie also sent in an email about another theme idea.
Oh.
She wrote, and I started to read I opened up the email and then realized it was a full story. So I stopped because I want to save it. But she brought up the idea of having a Ouija board theme.
Ooh, I like that.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm. Can we just have a Ouija board on the table? For effect. Like, we don't touch it. It just sits there.
Do you own it? Do you own one?
No, but I'm sure we can find one. I mean, it's literally cardboard. What do you think? Like, how do you think this piece of cardboard that is manufactured in a factory,
right,
where it manufactures thousands to millions of them?
I don't think that matters at all. We could make one right now. We could make a Ouija board right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
And then what makes it come alive?
Because you are summoning a spirit. You're like inviting it in to like use this as your vessel. Tell us what.
So if you have a Ouija board just like hanging on your wall, that's not necessarily spooky because you're not using it to summon.
Right.
The only thing that makes it spooky is once it starts to be used as a way to get them to come.
Yeah, a communication. No, thank you.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know about having one here. I
can tell she wasn't gonna let me do it. That's okay. That's fine.
Maybe if we do this, if we have a recording at your house, fine.
I don't believe in them so much that I could care. It could go either way. I just think it'd be kind of fun to have the spooky feeling. But yeah, that's a great idea. So if you have any Ouija board experiences, please send them in.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, well, I know this is normally when we would do our fan favorite, and I know it's your turn. But I got a very funny message from a former fan favorite, Angie.
Okay.
Who is so funny. She sends me these little videos all the time. She cracks me up. They're always real random, and they always make me laugh. But she sent me this little message today that said, well, first of all, our numbers have been real weird on this last episode.
Yeah, they have been weird.
Like, we almost in half. Like, we're about 100 short from what we normally are by this time on Monday. We record on Mondays.
Well, and it was like that last week, too. So we just kind of chalked it up to maybe the holiday weekend or something like that. But now it's 2 weeks in a row, so there's something bizarre. Either we really offended
like half of you,
half of our group, which I was like, was my vibrator talk too much? I mean, he just found it. I didn't like give it to him to play with. Anyway,
yeah. So I don't know what exactly it is, but I think it's an issue with Spotify. So I've reached out and hopefully we can get that under control. But I did put a little message on Facebook like, are we cool? What's going on? So she wrote back, hey, what are your numbers? Because I keep just playing it over and over again.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
It's like I'm trying to get your numbers up, which is so sweet. Really, we just want...
God love her. It's not the point.
Yeah, we want everybody to be listening. We want new people to be listening.
Yeah.
But we love that.
Yeah,
she's trying to build us up. It's so sweet. But she said, one of the times I went to go listen, I put you on, and all of a sudden... I hear your voice so loud out in the neighborhood.
Oh, no. Like a Bluetooth issue?
Yeah, she goes, I walked outside and was at her garage where she has her workshop. And she was like, and I can hear your voice coming from my neighbor's yard. They must have some kind of Bluetooth.
Oh my gosh. I really hope it wasn't the part where I was talking about the vibrator.
Oh my gosh. Right. So I love that Angie is not only listening and being so supportive, she's also forcing her neighborhood to listen.
She's literally blaring us through her neighborhood, which is so sweet and so hilarious. Oh man, that is funny. And it's just going to be her tonight because I picked 2. I'm trying to get them to respond, but they have not responded yet tonight.
Yeah, because you thought it was my turn, but it wasn't.
I wasn't going to give myself up again.
You're going to blame it on our fans.
Yet again. Well, sure. Listen, if they're true fans, they'll take the heat. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I did forget again. Remember back a couple weeks ago, I said, I'm just going to pick 5. That's what I should do. So I did pick 2. So I'm good for the next 2 weeks. Whoever responds first, we'll get next week or next time I go. So I apologize.
It is next week.
Yeah, for sure. It's my turn. So I'm so sorry. I don't know why that always slips my mind other than just sheer busyness.
The funny thing is that was your plan.
I know. This was my idea.
Like you kind of had to talk me into it. And now you forget.
I know. And it's not because I don't appreciate it. Like that's the thing is that I'll think, ooh, that'll make a good fan favorite. And then I don't think in that moment right there, go ahead. It's like almost like I feel like I have to wait until tonight, which is so stupid. I know.
Yeah. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I know. I need to stop doing that. I'm sorry. Sorry. Here's what I'm going to say. All of you are my fan favorites. Every single one of you. And if I could plug everything right now, I would.
Oh my gosh. What a cheat. What a cheat.
What were we calling me last week? A good bullshitter?
Oh, yeah.
But for real, I do love all of you. But I will specifically pick, have picked, but they just haven't responded quite yet. But I will get back to you next week. I promise.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you guys can follow us on all the socials. Just look for us at My Skeptical Sister. You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcast. You can write in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. Please give us your stories. We need them. And let me see. Every time.
You're my fan favorite. You just did that so well.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Still doesn't count, does it?
Nope. Nice try, but whatever. You can join us on Patreon. And if you do it before Thursday, well, too late because it's happening right now. We're watching the movie as you're listening.
As we're speaking to you.
Yes. So if you want to get that early access to our tickets, you should go on Patreon before the weekend.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. You sound a bit like an Irishman.
Listen, so do you.
Always.
Sometimes I listen back and I'm like, oh, she like slipped in some weird accent there, and I don't call you out on it. But boy, do you call me out on it every time.
I sure do.
Okay.
No, you said something earlier, and I was like, okay.
I don't know why. It just happens.
Yeah. Okay, so you can join us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and
there you go.
Search
there
us.
It is. Yep. I was waiting for that.
And we will talk to you guys next week.
Catch on the flip side.
La 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 la.
That is. I knew she was going to do that.
No, lay down, Ellie. Are you done? No, I was not an invitation. All right, well. And we're done.
And that was that. That was the end of that first segment.
When some metal part on the top of my blinds fell off. I'm going to read that again, but I'll put that in first.
Hey, girls, I teased about my...
You're just going right into it. Did you already set it up?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So I turned onto his lane, and immediately I noticed light. Ugh, I bit my cheek when that...
Ouch.
It like jumped out of nowhere.
Your cheek?
My cheek? The inside of my cheek.
Like, jumped.
Like just got right in between my teeth awkwardly. Oh,
okay, so it says, hello. This email says from Brooke. No. So Brooke says.
Didn't like the way that sounded?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, here's what I need to know. Do you have a hickey on your arm? What is that?
Dirt.
I was like, that is the grossest spot for a hickey.
That would be hilarious. I mean, we get a little wild sometimes, but not like that. That it was on my forearm for anybody who wanted to know what part of my arm it was. And no, that would just be like slime from having a toddler having yucky, slimy stuff at ball games.
It really looked like a bruise.
It's gone. Look.
Okay, yeah, it's gone.
Yes, it's gone.
All good.
Crisis averted.
Yep, sorry. Distraction. All right, are you ready for fan favorite?
Shut up.